national tournament coming up. Before we talk about that, the conference tournament, you guys came up a little bit short, but what'd you guys take away from that loss to Colorado?
I think we took a lot from it, just the 2 games prior to it and the loss. You know, it showed us how good we can be and how bad we can be even when we're hot, just by not sticking to, game plan and executing. So, I think the loss was actually a good thing is going into a tournament, you don't want to be on too much of a high. So that way we'll make sure we come focused and ready.
You talked about the team maybe being a little weary mentally, having just by even getting into the final. You guys knew that you're going to be going to the national tournament. Would you agree with that assessment? Maybe you guys just emotionally weren't settled in?
Definitely. The two wins on the road we have were real highs, and so I think did go in a little content, like, we have a safe net, we're going to the national tourney anyways. And so we were mentally and physically drained, I think, going into that game. So when we got challenged a little bit, it was easier to falter because we know that we still had another day to play.
Getting into the national tournament, first time program history, to be a part of this in the first year, is this something that you kind of exceeded expectations maybe?
About right where we want to be. We all had a goal of winning the conference and then going to the national tournament and trying to win national championship. But a lot of basically every team goes in the year saying that, and not a lot of them make it. And so to be at this point and to go about the way we did, 6th seed, winning a couple of games on the road was big, and I couldn't ask for it to be any other way.
And you guys are starting to play some of your best basketball toward the end. You said when you guys can how good you can be when you're hot. And a lot of times you see that in sports. It's not the team who has the best start or maybe the best team all year. It's the team who's playing the best right at the end. So you guys drawing some confidence from that as well? Definitely.
Yeah, we're figuring out exactly what we need to do in certain scenarios and with certain teams, and basically it's who's playing their best basketball at the end of the season. We could maybe win one game, and if we made it to the tournament, it's about what you do then. And so we're ready to come out and prove to everybody that we can play.
Now, you guys, the program's never been, so some quote-unquote inexperience, but you've been in the NCAA tournament. Colton and Austin were part of the Ducks run through that as well. So do you feel like those experiences can offset the inexperience?
Definitely, yeah. We have some guys who've been there, at different levels, and then guys who have been on this team who haven't, made it past the first round their first 3 years here or whatnot. So everybody had a different thing to offer, whether it was from losses or wins and different experiences, and we put those together to have make history.
What do you remember about last year, that run for you that you can apply this year as a player with NCU and that tournament atmosphere?
I would just say that I think we experienced it in our conference tournament, is that, you're going to be on a lot of highs, especially when you're winning big games, and it's all about enjoying that win, and then just right around the next day or the day after that, you got to become mentally ready, just like you lost the last game, hungry to get a win, because every day is a new day. And at this point, a lot of teams are experienced and on a hot streak, so we got to always come ready.
Coach Jackson, you talked about the matchup there, they're long. Do you know much about your first round opponent?
I don't know much at all, but we plan to get in there and watch film and look at the numbers and their personnel. And I'm hearing that it's an opportunity for us to get a win, because we should match up pretty well.
Are you guys taking that sort of shock the world mentality? Is that something that you embrace, or is that overrated?
I think it's a good one. We had the saying of one more, and it was kind of like we felt disrespected by a lot of the teams, and even as we went through winning games, people were kind of like, they're going to lose the next one, and we just keep wanting to prove teams wrong because no one really had faith that we would be able to do what we're doing right now.
Last one, you guys are doing yoga today. That's something you guys have been doing all year. Is that something new to you? Has that been new to you this year, and what do you think about it?
Yeah, definitely. I've done yoga maybe a few times before, but doing it on a more consistent basis is different. But it's good. I think a lot of us are really enjoying it, actually, and getting into it, because this season's been a mental drain as well as physical, and it helps recharge that battery and just get your mind right and your I guess you'd say your chi right. So.
It's one of those things where it's been a lot more beneficial than you thought it was going to be at the beginning when you're like, man, we're doing yoga?
Yeah, definitely. I was kind of just like, okay, stretch, it'll be good for your body, but it is a little more than that. It's like a good workout, or, when you go on a run, it gets your mind clear and all those things, and that'd be good for us.